Welcome back to the channel. The road is dark, stretching endlessly ahead. The kind of highway that invites a rider to lose themselves in the hum of an engine and the rhythm of the wind. Somewhere in the distance, the faint glow of city lights teases the horizon. Out of that darkness, a new silhouette emerges. Low, poised, and unmistakably Harley-Davidson. This is the 2026 Model R. Not just another motorcycle, but a statement. A bridge between a century of heritage and the raw, fast-evolving demands of the modern road. The Model R doesn't arrive with a shout. It arrives with presence. Its first impression is carved in the details. A muscular stance balanced with fluid lines, an LED halo ring headlight that glows like an ember, casting clean light across chrome and brushed alloy surfaces. This is the bike you notice before you hear it, and when you do hear it, it's a rumble tuned with intention. Rich and throaty, yet refined, thanks to advanced acoustic modulation that preserves the soul of Harley without shattering the peace of a quiet street at midnight. Its frame is a union of old and new, steel in all the right places for strength, carbon fiber where weight needs to disappear, and a hollowed backbone that shows off the engineering like open-heart surgery in motion. The sculpted fuel tank curves gracefully, wearing subtle LED seams that illuminate with the ignition. It's a nod to the brand's legacy tanks, but with a crisp, contemporary finish that suggests precision over nostalgia. The solo seat floats above the rear wheel, a minimalist leather saddle stitched with heritage patterns, backed by an integrated taillight band that forms a single continuous arc when lit. The rear fender hugs the wide tire so tightly it feels sculpted for speed. Twist the ignition and the machine wakes instantly. The 1,250 cubic centimeters liquid-cooled V-twin has been re-engineered for 2026 with magnesium engine covers to shed weight, higher compression for responsive torque, and electronic valve timing for efficiency across the rev range. There's a 6-speed automatic dual-clutch transmission co-developed with Brembo, offering buttery-smooth shifts or manual paddle control when the rider wants to take charge. The moment the digital analog tachometer spins to life, you feel that the Model R is tuned for riders who crave both control and comfort. For ride modes greet you, heritage, city, sport, and rain, each more than just a change in throttle mapping. Heritage is a love letter to classic Harleys, replicating the engine response, exhaust note, and even the subtle vibrations of past generations. City mode softens throttle sensitivity, engages low-speed stability assistance, and enhances suspension comfort for urban riding. Sport mode tightens the steering feel, sharpens throttle response, and wakes the engine with a deeper growl. Rain mode dials in traction control, cornering ABS, and predictive throttle limits based on real-time road condition analysis. Switch modes on the fly, and the bike shifts personality with you. And yes, the Model R is smart, more than any Harley before it. Adaptive cruise control isn't new, but here it's reimagined for riders. Lean sensors allow the system to ease off in corners and roll back on exiting, mimicking a skilled rider's throttle hand. The bike connects wirelessly to Harley's cloud platform, delivering over-the-air updates, diagnostic reports, and integration with a social riding network where routes, events, and ride stats can be shared directly. Pair it with an AR-enabled helmet and navigation cues appear seamlessly in your field of vision, along with traffic alerts and incoming call notifications. On the road, it's a different Harley. The suspension system uses semi-active damping with a skyhook algorithm, adjusting in milliseconds to changes in terrain. The front forks swallow imperfections without losing feedback, while the rear monoshock adapts instantly to rider weight and road conditions. Brembo brakes grip dual lightweight rotors up front and a single rotor at the rear, with radial master cylinders delivering precise control. The tires, infused with silica nanoparticles, hold tenaciously in both wet and dry, letting the Model R lean deeper and hold longer than you expect from a cruiser. The ergonomics balance confidence and comfort. A low stance and wide bars give you control, forward foot pegs let you stretch on long rides, and subtle reshaping of the seat reduces fatigue without sacrificing that stripped-back style. Riders from seasoned veterans to ambitious newcomers will find the posture inviting. At around 580 pounds wet, the Model R is lighter than it looks, thanks to carbon fiber subframes and magnesium engine parts, and it feels agile in ways the older Harleys never did. But for all the talk of tech and materials, this bike doesn't abandon its roots. Harley's engineers understood that the Harley-Davidson name is more than specs. It's an emotion. That's why the Model R's exhaust note, though digitally assisted, is recorded from a classic tunepipe Harley, sampled and shaped to respond to your throttle with the same visceral rise and fall. That's why, even in a future of electric and hybrid bikes, this one remains proudly combustion-powered. A bold choice that says not every tradition needs replacing. It's not an everyman's Harley, and it's not meant to be. With an anticipated price between $19,000 and $21,000, the Model R positions itself as a flagship for a generation that values both craftsmanship and connectivity. This is Harley's way of saying there's still room at the top for riders who want it all. The look, the feel, the history, and the future. Context matters here. Just as the Model R takes its place at the high end, Harley is also introducing the Sprint in 2026, a $6,000 entry-level motorcycle aimed at attracting younger, cost-conscious riders. That move broadens the brand's base, inviting first-time riders into the fold. But the Model R is a different conversation entirely. It's the aspirational halo product, the one you look at after you've cut your teeth, built your skills, and decided you're ready for a bike that's as much an expression of identity as it is a machine. Imagine the camera following the Model R through a sweeping mountain road. In sport mode, the throttle is crisp, the suspension taut, every input translated into forward motion with a sense of inevitability. The rider leans into the curve, the LED halo headlights slicing through the dusk. The rear tire grips hard, the dual clutch snaps to the next gear, and the exhaust note builds into a resonant wave that fades only when the curve straightens and the horizon opens again. Then imagine that same bike in heritage mode, rumbling down a quiet back road at golden hour. The throttle is gentler, the vibrations a touch more pronounced, the sound deep and warm. It's the same machine but wearing a different face, a chameleon that still knows who it is at the core. By the time the city skyline appears again, the Model R has told its story without words. It's not here to replace what Harley was. It's here to prove what Harley can be. The rider pulls onto a rooftop overlooking the glowing streets below. The bike idles for a moment, lights reflecting off the polished tank. With a subtle twist of the key, the engine shuts off, and the LED seams along the tank fade to black. The headlight's halo glows softly, then blinks out. Silence returns, but the impression lingers. The Model R is the kind of motorcycle that lives in the space between memory and imagination, carries the weight of decades while reaching forward with both hands. In an age when motorcycles are often defined by extremes, either stripped-back retro or hypertech futurism, this one chooses to live in the middle, blending both without apology. It's a reminder that the best machines don't just take you places, they take you back to who you are and forward to who you might become. And as the night settles over the city, one thing becomes certain. In 2026, Harley-Davidson isn't just building bikes. They're building legends.